Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. We're sitting here talking about the match that went down on Monday Night Raw last night, which was Kane versus Braun Strowman, which was a very stiff match. These guys going at each other, looking like this is some kind of a blood feud from back in the 80s. Both of these guys have not been getting along since before the Survivor Series. Now this finally comes down to a singles match, Strowman versus Kane, and almost at the last minute it was announced that the winner of this match would be fighting against Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble 2018. I think that's in Pittsburgh, but I'm not 100% sure. Somewhere back east, I know that. But let me just get this off my chest. It makes no sense at all as of right now that they're not doing Finn Balor versus Brock Lesnar. This is the match that people have been thinking that was going to take place back at Survivor Series, and people thought it was going to take place at TLC, and we still haven't got it. And the word on the street is that basically, Brock Lesnar is not scheduled to appear at the Elimination Chamber. So let's just get this off our plate right now, because I think everybody knows where this is going to at WrestleMania 34. Roman Reigns being the guy who's going to be going up against Brock Lesnar. If Lesnar isn't going to be appearing at the Elimination Chamber, it means he's not going to be in the Elimination Chamber match. That means the Elimination Chamber match has to be for the number one contender to fight at WrestleMania 34, which means Roman Reigns is going to win that match, which makes no sense at all why Finn is not getting this shot. I can honestly say that there are some people out there that like Strowman. I can tell you that he is a guy that is getting some people to follow him that do think he's a good wrestler, and they like his gimmick. Kane, please look at a calendar. It is 2017. Finn Balor is the future of the business. I do not understand why he is not being put in a more highlighted role. People saying that they don't want him to lose. People saying that he's not over. All of these stories do not make sense to me. This guy came up from NXT. He was put on the main roster, immediately won a shot to go up against Roman Reigns. He beat Roman Reigns on Monday Night Raw clean in the middle of the ring. He went to SummerSlam and he beat Seth Rollins clean in the middle of the ring. This is all within his first few months in WWE. He gets injured in the match. He has to sit out. I can't remember how many months it was, but basically about a year before coming back. And this guy's been back on the main roster since WrestleMania. And I can't really think of anything big he's done besides for being in the five-way back at SummerSlam. When it comes down to it, the word on the street is that this is going to be a three-way at the Royal Rumble. It's going to be Kane versus Strowman versus Brock Lesnar, that they're not going to have another payoff match to figure out who's going to be in it. They're just going to say that, because it was a double countout, both of these guys are the number one contenders. I don't know. I mean, basically, just to go back on this, if they're not having a championship match at the Chamber, and that tells you that that's going to be a number one contender for WrestleMania, that tells you that someone from SmackDown is going to win the Rumble. So if Finn can't win the Rumble and get his title shot that way, we know it's not going to be Roman, at least. So at least people won't boo him. So maybe it can be Nakamura. Maybe it could be somebody like that. But I remember last year, I've looked it up since then. But I mean, basically, probably about a week, maybe 2 weeks ago, I tweeted this on Twitter. And I was, no joke, not lying. I couldn't remember who won the Royal Rumble. And I tried to think about WrestleMania. I tried to think about the Rumble. And I couldn't remember at all that Randy Orton won it. So just because you win the Rumble doesn't mean you're going to have one of the most highest ranking matches on the card that people are going to remember for years and years and years. It's not guaranteed to be the main event match anymore. You might be on the t-shirt or something like that for WrestleMania. I'm not going to go out and basically say that this is going to kill the business. I'm basically not saying this is going to kill the Royal Rumble, because honestly, even if Brock Lesnar versus Kane versus Strowman is on last, the Royal Rumble is always going to be the main event of the Royal Rumble, right? I mean, what else is bigger than that? That's pretty big stuff. I mean, when I think about this three-way, I mean, Kane basically sticks out like a sore thumb in this match with Lesnar and Strowman, more than, when it was not Undertaker, it was, who was in that three-way? It was Triple H, Goldberg, and Kane. I'm not 100% sure. That might have been Vengeance 2003 or something like that. It's just a weird pay-per-view. And actually, it was Goldberg's last title shot. I don't even know how Kane got in the mix there. I think he won like a battle royal on Raw or something like that. But I think that everybody in their right mind is going to be picking Brock to win this. I think they want to put Brock versus Strowman on pay-per-view again. I think that they want to protect Strowman. They want to protect Brock. So Kane is probably there to take the fall. So we'll look forward to that. Of course, we're always going to be talking a lot about Royal Rumble. I'm surprised that we aren't hearing a lot of rumors about, who is going to be the special appearances in the Rumble. By this time last year, the Kenny Omega rumor was running rampant all over WWE. I don't think he's coming this year. I mean, if he didn't come last year, he's definitely not coming this year because he's a bigger star than he was last year, and I don't think he wants to hurt that. That match against Jericho is going to be pretty freaking big. But then again, AJ Styles, he came back and he immediately was on the main roster debuting at the Royal Rumble right after Wrestle Kingdom. So we'll see what comes down. But that for your Royal Rumble main event, for the Universal Championship, kind of soft in my eyes. But then again, the Rumble's the Rumble. I'm always going to watch that.